something to talk about. God damn it, man. You gotta fucking say something. Shit. Sorry, guys. I just hopped up here. Under FMCSA regulation 3 something something something, passenger is also required to wear a seatbelt. So that's why I'm putting my seatbelt on. She reminded me. Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
So, we got something to talk about after this. And we're back.
I like this part of Texas, like Anadarko, all straight roads. You can go as fast as you want, basically. I figured, go as fast as we can.
I figured since everybody else does their intros like that, I just jump on the wagon. So, yeah, last night was fun. I went through about, it sleeted harder than I've probably ever seen sleet in my entire life, man. There was about 2 inches or 3 inches of sleet covering the road, so it was a big old slush sleet puddle. It was actually kicking out in front of the truck out of the tires, like it was like spraying it. The truck went by me and it hit the windows and all that, but it was kind of crazy. But I just cruised along about 45 with the hazards on and got through it. It took about 2 hours to get through it, then it turned back off. It was snow and sleet, and it turned back off. It rained. Got in the warm sector of the storm system moving through. And this week's it's kind of a weak storm system. So if you're up in the northern Midwest, you know, Michigan, Chicago, Detroit, that area, you want to pick up some snow. Maybe after the fact there'll be some lake effect snow, and a little over in the northeast you're going to get some snow. So if you're in that area, please be careful. Still looking into making another channel about this stuff. So what we're going to talk about today, people, is there was a post, and I'm going to post exactly what was posted right here. Screenshot. So yeah, there was a little misunderstanding in what that was posted, and it was just a very 2 little words, and it was motor coach, not CMV. Motor coach specifically refers to a passenger coach, a bus, Greyhound, although the company itself doesn't allow that, but a personal coach like a
rock star,
like a rock band or something, they are allowed to drink alcohol as a passenger. So, but as in stated in 392.5
of the Bible,
Trucker's Bible, no driver shall use alcohol as defined in 382.107 of the subchapter, which states what alcohol is and what consumption is, or be under the influence of alcohol within 4 hours of being before going on duty or operating or having physical control of a commercial motor vehicle. Now, there's a line right there that I wanted to point out. Having physical control of. Now, you may not be driving down the road or going anywhere. Well, let me ask you this. How many people get DUIs for just sitting in their car with the keys in the ignition? Because that's considered physical control of the vehicle. Now, it would be nice if the FMCA was a little bit more clear about this and just said, no, it's not allowed, period. It'd make things a lot easier. But you know that's not going to happen. Look how big the book is. I mean, come on. You know, and personally, I disagree with anybody drinking alcohol in their vehicle or in their commercial motor vehicle, period. Like, go get a hotel for the night. Go home for a few days. Do it while you're at home. Like, you know,
if you're on video doing any of this in your truck, it's just not a good look.
It's not a good look. And look, first of all, I want to make this clear that the person that all this started over, man, is a really cool dude, man. He's been a supporter of my channel for a while, and I've seen his videos, and he seems like a really nice guy. People make mistakes, man. People make mistakes. I'll get back to that in a minute. But use of alcohol, be under the influence of alcohol, or have any measured alcohol concentration or detected presence of alcohol while on duty or operating or in physical control of a commercial motor vehicle. That means any trace, not 0.02. That's any trace. While on duty, you're screwed. Okay? Now, 0.02 is why you're off duty. But you're not supposed to be in control of your commercial motor vehicle. Now, no driver shall be on duty or operate a commercial motor vehicle while under the driver possesses wine of not less than 1/2 of 1% of alcohol by volume. Beer as defined in 26 U.S. Code 5052A, which is Internal Revenue Code, blah, 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 blah. Or distilled spirits as defined in another section of the book. However, this does not apply to possession of wine, beer, or distilled spirits which are manifested and transported as part of a shipment in the trailer or possessed or used by bus passengers. No motor carrier shall require or permit the driver to violate any provisions of a paragraph of this section or be on duty or operate a commercial motor vehicle if, by the driver's general appearance or conduct or by others substantiating evidence, the driver appears to have used alcohol within the preceding 4 hours. Any driver who is found to be in violation of the provision paragraph of this section shall be placed out of service immediately for a period of 24 hours. Now this is where it gets confusing, because it doesn't say like in the motor vehicle, in the vehicle, or not like the whole finding that you consumed. The 24-hour out of service bill would commence upon issuance of the out of service order. No driver shall violate the terms of an out of service order issued under this section. Any driver who is issued out of service under this section shall report such issues to his employer within 24 hours. Report to the state official designated by the state which issued his or her driver's license within 30 days unless the driver chooses to request a review of the order. So, prohibition of transport. So pretty much what this is saying, that the only transport other than less than 1%, where is it at? Literally, not too far. Let's skip over. Hold on.
This is why we just kind of avoid that gray area and don't drink when we're in the truck. Only on like vacation when we're not in our truck.
Dude, I don't even drink like hardly, period, man. You know, it's just never been my thing, and I don't want it to ever be my thing. So like, you know, we had some wine on around Christmas time. It was a vacation for us. It was Christmas, and it was a special occasion type thing. We just don't drink any other time. But the thing is, people are going to do what they do out here. There is a gray area there, but I do not support the drink of any alcohol while you're out here on the road. It's just too risky, man. Like, obviously, you see that. That's why they write laws like that, man. And so they can bend them the way it's manipulated, the way they want to manipulate it. That's why it's not clearly defined. That's just the way the government's always worked. Okay? So, in my opinion, an adult is going to do what they're going to do no matter what. You know, don't put it out there to anybody. And like, you know, somebody else said on Coach's live feed last night, the other trucker, James Best, the likelihood of actually a DOT officer walking up to your individual truck out of hundreds of trucks in or even in a smaller lot with 25 trucks. The likelihood of that is slim to none. But if you drink the night before you're going to be driving and you consume enough to get drunk, then the likelihood of there still being a trace, which it clearly states, no alcohol shall be in your system if you're operating the vehicle, then you're subject to DUI and losing your CMV.
CDL.
I mean, your CMV license, your CDL, yes. 18-wheeler, big rig, CDL, big truck, oil fields, driving, you know. So you're subject to losing that with the trace. That means anything. That's why in school they told me not to have Listerine, not to have cough syrup like that has any alcohol in it at all, because it only takes any amount to lose your license. If you were to get pulled into a weigh station or pulled over and they decide to give you a breathalyzer for whatever reason, or if they smell it, you know, if you drink the night before, you're going to smell like it the next morning. I mean, it is what it is. So my suggestion, my opinion, is from what I learned and what the book states, it's not worth it, period. And you know, even if there's that gray area there, a company is not going to allow it. As somebody with their own authority has a few trucks running. In my opinion, you know, they're not going to allow it either, most likely, and it's just not going to happen, man. It makes sense why. You know, even on a 34-hour reset, you know, that's where the gray area is for everybody, you know. So what else I want to talk about, man, is this whole situation has once again shown that people don't know how to call somebody and talk to them and say, hey, man, what you did was, you shouldn't do that. And there's always got to be that one person that's got to go call somebody and get somebody in trouble, man. You know, when I was in the military, we would have never done anything like that. I still wouldn't do anything like that unless it became a serious, repetitive type thing that they're putting people's lives in danger. If it's a one-time thing that somebody does, you reprimand them yourself. You know, be a buddy, be a friend. Say, hey, man, dude, you shouldn't do that again. That didn't look good. Blah, blah, you know, on and on. You know, at that point, they understand. If they continue to do something, then it's an issue. You know, I see out here so many people, and it's continued to be a problem since the first day that I started YouTube. I've seen it before I started my own YouTube.
Oh my God, he wasn't wearing his seatbelt
right?
One time.
One time, yeah. You know, talk to them, say, hey, man, you should do this. If they don't want to keep, if they just want to act defiant or whatever, you know, at that point with the whole seatbelt, they're putting their own self in danger. They're not really endangering other people.
Turn it up to them.
It is a personal decision. It is still a law. But eventually they're going to get busted, you know. But I don't think in that case a company should have been called. Still, because it's not a danger thing to anybody else.
Yeah.
It's their own personal decision. Right. But the thing is, what I'm saying, because I like watching the drama, man. Who doesn't?
I'm here for it.
Drama sells. It does. Right?
But when people's families and their careers are drawn into the drama, that's when it goes way too far.
You know, what I was saying about being in the military, man, we used to get, there's a line you have to draw. You know, this is not about somebody doing something bad. This is just about somebody getting pissed off and deciding to go do something because they couldn't handle what was dished out to them, even though they dished something out to somebody else. If you're going to get on here and dish something out to somebody, you should expect it back. Be prepared to get it back, you know. But there's a line you got to draw. Don't go too far and start trying to get people's jobs and stuff. What if they're just hanging on by that job because they make just enough money to pay their bills, and then they lost their job and their whole family's screwed. Their kids don't have a place to live, man. How many of you know what it's like to be homeless? I do personally. It's not a fun place to be, man. So, you know, think about stuff like that, man. Just think about it. You got to understand that I'm personally in that area of because I have so much to catch up from my past that all my money goes to pretty much everything. I do have a little bit of money to play around with if I save a little bit on the side for a while. But other than that, I got so many bills to pay. I don't see my taxes, and I won't for several years.
Me too.
Because I got so much stuff to catch up. They take it.
Student loans never go away.
Yeah, they take it. It's gone. See it. I file it. That's all I get to do. I get to see how much I could have had. But the point is, I'm trying to make. So many people out here are so spiteful, and so hateful, and so negative. And it's time for us to start supporting each other. If somebody's doing something wrong, talk to them personally. Don't put it on blast and get them fired for something they could have just been straightened up about from a friend. It doesn't have to go that far. Now, there's certain things I say that could constitute that, but it's not for the little things that I've seen on here. None at all. So think about that. Let's be brothers and sisters out here, man. We don't have to hate each other. We can be positive. We can get the books out when it comes to a situation like this and try to make the best understanding we can of it. Once again, that can be interpreted in a different way with the 34-hour reset. But in my opinion, it shouldn't be done in the truck period. That's why companies don't allow it. Period. So, pretty much it gets, go ahead.
I was just going to go on a different subject real quick. About positivity. Go ahead.
You know, this pretty much gets to the point that I've had enough of it. We've had enough of it.
Done!
You know, it's just, I don't want to see people doing that to each other. That's it. It's consequences of doing something like that. Yes, the person should be an adult, and this comes down to somebody making adult decisions for themselves and doing what's right. But what makes that have you the right to play the caretaker? If you want to be a caretaker, be a friend to them and say, hey, man, I really think you should not do this, man, because I feel that it's just such of a danger of everybody else that if you continue to do this, I have no choice but to report you. How many people are going to call somebody and actually say they're going to be the one to report them? How many people have come out and said, I did it? So that showed you how shady it is, because I haven't seen one person do that. That's how shady it is. And from where I'm from, and where I was raised,
that's snitching.
Snitching. And as cliche as it may sound, but snitches end up in ditches. Stitches get stitches. It is snitching, man, but, you know, and to a certain point, try to be their friend, man. That's all I'm saying. We've had enough of it. Go ahead.
So if you're looking for a little bit more positivity in your life, please go check out Teddy's Truckers Association on Facebook. We're very close to getting our 501(c)(3) nonprofit status. We just need funding. I think we've got the membership prices posted at this point. There are different levels of membership. If you're a current driver, if you're a retired driver, you can buy a lifetime membership. You can buy a family membership. And there are a lot of good things going on with Teddy's. Yeah, that guy.
Choose double tap.
Teddy's Truckers Association. Look it up on Facebook. We've also got a GoFundMe. We don't just need money, we need volunteers also.
You know why that guy couldn't drive?
Why?
Because he was like this on his cell phone. He kept on speeding up and slowing down, speeding up and slowing down. Oh, and he's doing it again.
Really?
What the fuck's your problem? Excuse my language. Oh, man. He just passed her back, man. Like, after he was slowing down to, like, oh, man. People, not hard to maintain speed. I even know that
control is a button.
And that truck's not that old. It's just a passenger vehicle. So, you know, I believe what she said actually is Teddy's Truckers Association is a very positive thing. It's out there to help other drivers in times of need. There are memberships and stuff like that you can get into. Go check it out. Teddy's Truckers Association on Facebook. They are working on getting the website up too, so hopefully that should be up in the future. But guys, yeah, we've had enough of it. You know, everybody calling people's companies and all that stuff. Like, it shouldn't go that far. It shouldn't ever go that far unless somebody is just repeatedly doing it over and over. After people have tried to approach them, call them, and let them know, hey, if you don't stop this, I'm going to have to do something about it.
Or just call somebody and say, hey, what's wrong? Do you need somebody to talk to?
That could be the situation. Maybe they're acting out. Who knows? You know, people have addictions too, man. Alcohol is very addictive to people. So maybe they're struggling with it. Maybe they need help so they don't break rules and things like that. Maybe, you know, offering them help might be that turning point for them where they decide to get it and then they change their lives instead of taking everything they love away from them, take their whole career away from them. I mean, you got to think of other things to do before just jumping the gun. That's all. We've had enough of it. Everybody, we love you all. Let's try to stay positive as best as we can. Don't yell at people like I do out the window. Actually, my therapist said that's good to get it out of my system. It releases cortisol and lowers stress. That's a proven fact.
I should be stress-free at this point.
Yeah, right? I love you, babe.
I love you too.
We love you all, and happy trails!